Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janabala Giri Bharadha Jaya Gopi Janabala Giri Bharadha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Recording in progress.
Gopi Janabala Giri Bharadha Jaya Gopi Janabala Giri Bharadha Yasodanandana Yasodanandana Vrajajana Yamuna Tira Vanachara Yamuna Tira Vanachara Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janabala Giri Bharadha Jaya Gopi Janabala Giri Bharadha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Iti Namini Prabhupadasya Sahityam Yapakasha Divyacha Pracharam Kirivanshali Bhagavat Padai Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Simate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunya Bhati Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanam Gyana Salakaya Chakshuro Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Parakamadam Shri Guru Vaisnavam Sha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitam Shah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhano Satide Pranamami Hari Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Saman Bonum, Chapter 87, the prayers of the Personified Vedas. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 10, Chapter 87, text number 3. Saisahi Upanishad Bhrumi. Saisahi Upanishad Brahmi. Purvesham Purvajayrjitha. Purvesham Purvajayrjitha. Shraddhaya Darayit Yastam. Shraddhaya Darayit Yastam. Shemam Gachit Akinchana. Shemam Gachit Akinchana. Somebody else? Haribol Maharaj, just 1 second. I think he started first. You can do after. Go ahead. Shaisahi Upanishad Brahmi. Shaisahi Upanishad Brahmi. Purvesham Purvajayrjitha. Purvesham Purvajayrjitha. Shraddhaya Dharayat Yastam. Shraddhaya Dharayat Yastam. Shemam Gacchit Akinchanaha. Shemam Gacchit Akinchanaha. Shaisahi Upanishad Brahmi. Purvesham Purvajayrjitha. Shraddhaya Dharayat Yastam. Shemam Gacchit Akinchanaha. Mataji's. Shaisahi Upanishad Brahmi. Purvesham Purvajayrjitha. Shraddhaya Darayat Yastam. Shemang gacchit akinchana. Purvaisam purvajedrita. Translation and purport by the followers of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Word for word meaning, Sha'esha, this same, he, indeed, Upanishad, confidential spiritual doctrine, Brahmi, related to the absolute truth, Purvesham, of our predecessors, such as Narada, Purvajai, by the predecessors, such as Sanak, Drita, meditated upon, Shradaya, with faith, Dharayet, meditates, Ya, whoever, Tam, upon it, Shemang, ultimate success, Gajet, will attain, Akinchana, free from material connection. Translation: those who came before, even our ancient predecessors, meditated upon this same confidential knowledge of the absolute truth. Indeed, anyone who faithfully concentrates on this knowledge will become free from material attachments and attains the goal of life. Everybody, please repeat after me. Those who came before, even our ancient predecessors, meditated upon this same confidential knowledge of the absolute truth. Indeed, anyone who faithfully concentrates on this knowledge will become free from material attachments and attain the final goal of life. Purport: this confidential knowledge concerning the absolute truth should not be doubted, since it has been passed down through authoritative lines of learned sages from time immemorial. One who cultivates the science of the Supreme with reverence, avoiding the distractions of fruitive rituals and mental speculation, will learn to give up the false designations of material body and mundane society, and thus he will become eligible for perfection. In the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti, the first two verses of this chapter can be considered an Upanishad on the topic of Brahman. Sukadev Goswami here disclaims authorship on the grounds that this Upanishad was spoken previously by Narad Muni, who himself heard it from Sanat Kumara. Saisahi Upanishad Brahmi Purvesham Purvajair Dita Sadaya Darayit Yastam Kshemang Gachit Akinchana. This chapter from the Srimad Bhagavatam is one of the pinnacles of the philosophy given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the Amala Puranam, pure. How many Puranas are there? 18. 6 in the mode of ignorance, 6 in the mode of passion, and 6 in the mode of goodness. But Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Purana is pure goodness. This is the only book that the Mayavadis cannot comment upon. They can comment on the Bhagavad Gita or other Puranas, but they cannot comment on the Srimad Bhagavatam because here, especially in this chapter, there are also how many Upanishads? 108 Upanishads. So there are also major Upanishads. And here, based from Srila Jiva Goswami, he says that there are 28 main Shruti, personified Vedas, or the Upanishads, whereby from text 14 till text 48, one by one, with folded hands, they were bowing down to Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu. This verse or verses, this chapter specifically, it happened in a different kalpa. It happened prior to the creation, because the hymns of the Vedas coming from the breathing of Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu. So one by one, there have different topics glorifying based on the different topics that they offer to the Lord. They are given different parts of the Vedas. And we just read about glorification of the Brahman. One of the features of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Badanti tatatva vidas tattvam agyayam gyayam parameti brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti sajjate. So the Supreme Absolute Truth explains in the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam comprises of the Brahman, the Paramatma. Brahman is the effulgence, the light effulgence. Then the Paramatma, or the Super Soul, whose presence cannot be seen, but can be felt, especially for those who have their hearts been purified. The Jivan Mukta and the Nitya Baddha, when they practice Bhakti Yoga, ultimately they control their senses, their mind becomes peaceful, intelligence becomes sharpened, and they understand the real nature. Then they also can be able to feel the presence of Paramatma, who is present everywhere. Ultimately, see, this is like being in a courtroom. All the different facets of the Supreme Absolute Truth is being described, which all culminates in glorifying the Bhagavan feature of the Supreme Lord. So in the beginning, even in the Srimad Bhagavatam says that a person can worship Virat Rup, right? The universal form, but that is also part of the feature of the Supreme Lord. But that is material. Virat Rup is in the material world. So the personified Vedas, they all gave all their different glorifications of the Supreme Lord. Some they talk about yagya, some they talk about mantras, some talk about karma kanda, jnana kanda, upasana kanda, and ultimately again, the conclusion is that one should perform bhakti and glorify the personal form of the Supreme Lord. Yes, from text 14 to text 48, we will hear later on the different glorification or prayers of the personified Vedas. Shruti Stuti. Shruti Stuti. And some they talk about the impersonal feature of the Lord. Some they talk about the personal feature of the Lord. Different ways how to describe the Supreme Lord, who is indescribable. He doesn't have qualities, nirguna, but he's also saguna. He has all the qualities. Of course, the impersonal feature of the Lord is very difficult to describe. Practically no description. What does he look like? Confirm. He looks like a light, bright effulgence. But where does this come from? Prabhupada will always give an analogy of the sun. The sunshine, the sun planet, and the predominating deity, Vivashvan, Suryadev. So as soon as we see the sunshine, we can conclude, or early in the morning, what time is the rising of the sun now in Vrindavan?
Around 7.
7? Close to that. In some places, the sun never sets. It's always there. You go to Norway, the sun, what's that? The land of the, no, that's Japan. The sun, the land of the rising sun is Japan, but in Norway, huh? Yeah, like we've been to St. Petersburg. They call it Silver Nights. We used to travel there with Guru Maharaj. Silver Nights. Silver Nights means the sun will set like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. for a few minutes only, and then the sun will be there. So, yes, he is nirguna, no qualities, but he is full of unlimited qualities. When we describe the Lord in his personal feature, it's like our deities. One can describe how beautiful they are, how nicely they are decorated. So we can describe, but who can describe Brahman? No. So yes, the conclusion of this personified Vedas, see, the Vedas are there to give the conditioned souls a way how to go back home, back to Godhead, irregardless of what quality one acquires, whether it's in the mode of ignorance, mode of passion, and mode of goodness. And ultimately, again, it will come to the conclusion that one should perform bhakti. That is the topmost. And the personified Vedas themselves, they want to be like simple villagers, especially cowherd maidens in Vrindavan. This was their aspiration. They are the source of knowledge. Vedas means mother. If you want to know who is your father, you don't go outside in the street and ask, hey, do you know who is my father? Have you seen my father? What does he look like? Do you have to go like that in the street? No. Who is the immediate person whom you are going to ask? Your mother. Mother knows best who is your father. So, the Vedas is like the mother, giving us information. Krishna never left us being puzzled. It was our decision to come to the material world, to be in the material world. Krishna never wanted for us to be here, but out of his compassion, out of his kindness, the material world was created. Not because his desire, the material world was created because it was our desire to be happy separate from him. So in the spiritual world, we cannot be happy separate from Krishna. It's not possible. He's there, either in Vaikuntha planets or in Goloka, Vrindavan, the topmost planet. So we decide, okay, I want to be happy, but I want to exercise my minute independence. I want to exercise my minute independence. And we are liable for the reaction from what we are going to choose. We cannot blame anybody for what is happening or what happened or what will happen to us. Sometimes people, or even sometimes a neophyte devotee, will blame others for what's going on with him. If something good happening to him, oh, this is because of me. And if something which is undesirable, contrary to what he is expecting, which will be good for him, he blames others. No, it's because of you, because all of you. That's why I am like this. No. Prabhupada says we are the architect of our future. And we are also the destructor of our future. So we need some guidelines how we can elevate ourselves ultimately to get out of this material world. And it says also that the material world is a learning ground. Prabhupada gave an example. It's like, okay, the conditioned soul wants to be happy. Okay, I'll give you the material world. But this will not make you happy fully. You have to understand, you have to learn. And more often, we learn from our experiences. We should be learning from our mistakes. But unfortunately, we have this forgetfulness. This is the main difference between Krishna and us. Krishna never forgets. Whether whatever we do, whether it's for his pleasure or for one's own sense enjoyment, then the material energy is there indirectly. Who is the doer? Conducts all of our activities. So Krishna has given us this minute independence. And it says that we should keep this like a jewel. You have to keep this very, very valuable thing. Put it in the safe. You don't put the jewel anywhere. We have to value this. So if we don't know what we're going to do, what is our direction, what is the way how we can do it good and better and best, then we have to search and find out from the source. And Paramatma is there. When one becomes serious in making progress in spiritual life, then Paramatma within our heart will also tell us what to do. It says in the Bhagavad Gita that we should control our senses. We should control our mind, sharpen our intelligence. It says, once the senses are fully controlled, the mind becomes peaceful. And once the mind becomes peaceful, the super soul is already rich. Now, the super soul is like this. He's everywhere. He's moving everywhere, but he's also steady. He's always with us. He's going to the journey of the jivas in as many species of life there are, 8,400,000 species of life, but he's not affected. He is within this material form. In this material body, there are two main souls, the Jiva Atma and the Paramatma. But actually, there are many, many souls inside. We have bacteria inside, we have viruses inside. Now, within those viruses, the super soul is there also. You know, with all of those bacteria, especially when you got cold and you sneeze, those are bacteria coming out. So within those bacteria, the super soul is also there. He's everywhere. So an analogy was given that it's like the branches of the tree. When the branches of the tree are moving, as if also that the moon is moving, but the moon is steady. It is not moving. So similarly, when we take a different form of body, since time immemorial, the super soul is always there, trying to give us direction. Not trying, he's doing it. But who can hear the super soul? If your senses are fully under control and your mind is peaceful, according to the Bhagavad Gita. And the spiritual master is also the external manifestation of the super soul. He can tell. He can tell the disciple what to do for the good of the disciple. That's why Prabhupada would say that if one takes shelter of a bona fide guru and he does not want to listen to the guru, then how can the guru help him? If the disciple doubts the spiritual master, if the spiritual master, when we say spiritual master, that means genuine spiritual master. It should be in the Uttama platform. But Madhyam platform also one can be a guru. But as long as he follows in ISKCON, as long as the spiritual masters are following after Prabhupada, are following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, then he is considered to be one we should not doubt. Because if we doubt the guru who's following Prabhupada as much as possible, then the situation of the disciple is shaky. We should not doubt. So now, yes, Paramatma. But Prabhupada says, it is not because the Paramatma is going along with the Jiva, and let's say the Jiva is having a cat's body or a dog's body. That doesn't mean that Paramatma became a dog or a cat, because he's still beyond these modes of material nature. Is there Paramatma in the spiritual world? No. Only in the material world. I don't know where we can get this praman for this, because these are the features of the Supreme Lord in the material world. In the spiritual world, He is Bhagavan. But we have purified mind, we have purified intelligence also. The mind and intelligence travels along with the jiva, a subtle body. birth after birth. But then when we transform ourselves into the purified state by following the predecessor acharyas, following the instructions from the Vedas, we become purified, then we'll be able to also see Krishna even in this body, face to face. We can talk to him. For some, even right now in Vrindavan, there are devotees who are seeing Krishna and talking with Krishna. So that is our goal. So the Vedas, they're so humble. And similarly, the Acharyas, Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur and Sridhar Swami, they somehow, they bowing down humbly. And they're accepting their shortcomings, that they're only like repeating what the Vedas says, and they're just like extracting the remnants, the Mahapasad, extracting the Mahapasad, the remnants from the first two verses it was mentioned, correct? And even right now, it says here, that this confidential knowledge concerning the absolute truth should not be doubted, since it has been passed down through authoritative lines of learned sages from time immemorial. Somehow we're very fortunate, our acharyas, especially Sridhar Swami, is the main commentator of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And just recently, Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur. They are like Maha Acharyas. They can see what we cannot see. What kind of eyes do they have? No, it is not the eyes, it's the heart who is seeing. It's like right now, we cannot realize the supreme absolute truth by just looking. Well, how do we do it? By hearing. Aural reception. That's why this knowledge should be received through aural reception. What does it mean by aural reception? Hearing from the right source, aural, that means coming. So we should take advantage. What Srila Prabhupada has given to us, this daily recitation of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. It should not be going here and coming here. It should be going here and going to our hearts. Then the hearts will become purified. And then once it becomes purified, even in the process of being purified, it will come out from our mouth, speaking. And Srila Prabhupada says that the proof that one is making advancement in Krishna consciousness while executing bhakti yoga is that he would like to tell others about Krishna. Through kirtan, chanting of the holy name of the Lord, or through giving Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, or telling others about who is the supreme absolute truth. Even a young child, we've heard that from the very beginning of our movement, Saraswati. She was preaching already at a young age. She would ask a person, do you know who is Krishna? No. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that is a child. So what to say of us, we're grown-ups here. So yes, again and again, it cannot be overemphasized. Our movement is a preaching movement. The more we become mature in bhakti, the more we want to tell this to others. Those suffering conditioned souls, they don't have any way how to get out of this material world except when they meet a devotee of the Lord. They don't have any hopes. Everyone is having their own propaganda how to be materially comfortable, how to decrease the disease, how to live longer, how to enjoy more the material world. This is their propaganda, this is their advertisements. But a devotee of the Lord will say, you're not this body, life is temporary, the material world is full of miseries and suffering. Who is telling this to others? No one. They don't want to hear this, so they don't want others. They don't want to tell this to others. But truth hurts. Truth hurts. But we have to accept. We have to accept. Because we are in the mode of ignorance. We don't know anything. The scientists, the academicians, they think that they know everything in the future. Someday, perhaps, it could be, maybe. But they don't have absolute knowledge that can cut our material attachments. Their propaganda is you enjoy more. Why suppress? Life is for enjoyment. But this is not what the Vedas are saying. The conclusion of the Vedas is that one should take up the process of bhakti, purify one's heart, and worship personal form of the Supreme Lord. And that's why in their conclusion, they just want to be a simple gopi in Braj. They are the pinnacle, they are the topmost, they have everything, but still they will want to be a simple villager who's not even Vedantist. They don't know about Vedas. They just want to love, selfless love, no ulterior motive towards that blue boy. They don't have any desire in their life. And we were talking about that the other day. Even the intention to please Krishna, to make Krishna happy, and they will sacrifice their own possession, their happiness, even if will deprecate their own happiness, still they will serve Lord Krishna. They will please Lord Krishna. So this is our goal. This is our goal. But we have to work hard and harder and harder. Going downhill is easy, but going up is very difficult. I remember going with Sanatana Prabhu in Cologne. There was this big church there. And you have to go so many steps, like 300 steps, to go and reach the tower. And I was like, after a few steps, I was like this. I thought I was healthy physically. And he was so fast, He's like very solid. He never wears any chador in the winter time. German body. But so yes, going back to Godhead, it's not so easy. So we have to follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj, even though sometimes it could be painful, not so easy to accept, but it is for our own good. It is for our own good. And we're very fortunate somehow we're hearing, this is one of the processes how we can ultimately, you may say one of the main processes, hearing and chanting the Srimad Bhagavatam. When we read, we are chanting. When we chant and we words spoken, we're hearing. So it's very purifying. And ultimately, it says here, one will learn to give up the false designations of material body and mundane society, and thus he will become eligible for perfection. There is perfection. Physically, materially, one may not be perfected, but spiritually, we're all eligible for perfection. Materially, we're all different, but spiritually, we're all equal. Every one of us is dear to Lord Krishna. Some are closer, the proximate distance there. They can serve Lord Krishna directly. But for those who are serving the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant, and it goes on and on and on and on and on, Krishna sees also. So cannot be overemphasized. Always come for the morning program, including the Srimad Bhagavatam classes, and the Pasadam also. Chant our rounds attentively. Try to preach, especially the Grihastas. Grihastas not just meant for enjoying life. Otherwise, it is Grihamedi. Grihastas, we were reading the other day, ideal Grihasta life means make your place of residence like a center for preaching, like a hub where the propagation of spreading Lord Krishna's glories and the holy name, and also Bhagavad Gita and other books by Srila Prabhupada can be distributed. That is Grihastha Ashram, which is the best ashram in California because you learn more. But to learn more means we have to keep ourselves healthy spiritually. And again, this conversation is like so many devotees or so many personalities involved. Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukadev Goswami. Then Sukadev Goswami told the story of Narad Muni approaching Narayana in Badarik Ashram. And then, after that, there is another conversation of Sananda and Sanat Kumar. So we're very fortunate to hear this every day. This is like one of the most philosophical part of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and is one of the longest also prayers. Okay, we stop here. Any points or any questions? Pritu Prabhu, our neighbor, jolly neighbor.
It says that, I read the verse again.
Huh?
Those who came before, even our ancient predecessors, meditated on the same confidential knowledge of the absolute truth. Indeed, anyone who faithfully concentrates on this knowledge will become free from material attachment and find the goal of life.
Yes.
So it's so essential to understand that religious means the Lord Dharma Visaksa Dharma Parita.
Lord Brahma.
It comes from Krishna. And Prabhupada says any other knowledge, spiritual knowledge, is irrelevant.
Yes?
Irrelevant.
Yeah, it's useless. Srama eva kevalam.
I give you an example. What is the foremost philosopher? The philosopher at the beginning of, for example, Christianity. He says, man is destined to live once.
To live once. Destined to live once. No life after
And
that.
that's not knowledge. That's just mental concoction. And the whole thousands and thousands of years people follow that. and they're entrapped in this dogma. There's only one life. And therefore, every rickshaw in India knows why a child suffers. But even the most learned people on the other side have no idea because they don't have knowledge. They don't have knowledge of the soul.
Yes, you are correct.
That's why we have to preach this knowledge of the soul.
However, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says we should respect everyone, regardless of what religion, even cheating religion, respect, because that is the only capacity that they can accept. It's like if your level is only elementary, we should at least respect that they're in the elementary, they're starting.
A blind uncle is better than no uncle.
Yes.
It's still very good.
Yes.
It's still not very good, but it's still good.
Yes.
Because there's not one religion, there's no more religion in this world.
Right.
But it's a blind uncle. And the real uncle comes, is this cane. The whole thing becomes irrelevant. And nobody in this world is innocent, not even a child. And Krishna consciousness, we understand this deeply because he has a philosophy. And Prabhupada, we have to spread the philosophy.
Thank you very much. Pritu Prabhu ki jai ho. Pyare Mohan Prabhu, you have your raised hand before. Please give to Pyare Mohan Prabhu.
You mentioned how there are people in Vrindavan who can talk to Krishna.
Some of them.
But can't all of us talk to him?
You can talk, but will he talk back?
He will talk back.
I don't know. Krishna is playing flute right now. Can anyone here is playing the flute? Only those who have that bhav. Not everyone can talk, and Krishna will talk back. Even a person who is a fool, he can talk on himself towards. Everyone can talk, but my point is, will Krishna also talk the same way as you talking? That is my point. But you're right also.
You say the same way that we're talking now.
Yeah, it's like talking to you. Yeah, right. See, I'm talking to you. That's right. That's right. Like talking to your daughter or to your son. The son will reciprocate. No, 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 I don't want to do this. You go somewhere. So that is my point. We know Pyare Mohan, many years ago, we used to do Sankirtan book distribution in Connecticut, in the Boston, late 80s, early 90s. Yes. And still there, kicking. Not as hard, maybe, but still kicking.
He does magic shows.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the whole world is like a magic. You know.
Yeah, I'm a master of illusion.
Any other points here? Give it to him.
So my question is that the gopis or sakhas who was there with Krishna, they didn't even know the knowledge of that spiritual.
No, they don't care whether Krishna is God or not.
But we Krishna devotees, we are suffering and we are following schedules, we are listening Katha, Krishna Katha,
Yeah.
like listening Bhagavatam, we are reading books, and even we know some knowledge of that.
Okay.
But we are also suffering like something like.
Our suffering is different than the Brajavasis' suffering. Our suffering is that we are very far, but yet so near to Krishna. That is our suffering. We want to reach Krishna. So that's why we have to do this. Routine. That is sadhana. Sadhana means routine activities. The Brajavasis, they're also suffering from missing Krishna. They are with Krishna, but still they want to be with Krishna all the time. Right now, for us, Krishna is there. He's very near, but he's very distant also. So we want to shorten the gap. And finally, one day, we will talk, and Krishna will talk back to us. Okay? And still, you will continue to suffer. Suffering, many kinds of sufferings. The materialists are suffering, the devotees are suffering, but happy. Happy suffering. See, we're only enjoying. Prabhupada says this process is only enjoying. We do kirtan, we talk about Krishna, and when we're tired, we take prasadam. And after that, we do the same thing again and again and again and again. Right?
Suffering is always there. Suffering for Krishna. That is correct. Suffering for Buddhism. Suffering for chanting. So the climatic condition is so bad. Still people are suffering chanting very seriously. So the seriousness is Shraddha. Shraddha is how we get it for new devotees. We get Shraddha. Pranam to senior devotees and we get the blessing of the devotee. We can chant.
Yeah.
So climatic condition is so bad. Still we are doing suffering for Krishna.
Yeah.
Always remember, we should never forget that once we are working on this, that is the
That's
ultimate
why,
success of.
that's why we have to hang on to the devotees of Srila Prabhupada's disciples and other devotees who are following Srila Prabhupada because they're hanging into Prabhupada's dhoti.
Yes.
And Prabhupada is hanging into the dhoti of his Guru Maharaj till we reach Krishna. Okay?
Krishna, yes, that is the ultimate. So it's not an easy process, it's a very tough and rough process. We have to work on it very seriously and
Everyone has to struggle,
yes.
but our struggling has an eternal benefit. Okay?
Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada ki! Jai Go Sitana Premanande! Hari Om Tat Sat.